T-minus 30 seconds. T-minus 20 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
It's your Manchester. Please welcome Michelle Eagleton and Belinda Scandal.
Well, a very good evening to each and every one of you joining myself. And who are you?
Well, I am Michelle Eagleton, as we were both introduced. That was absolutely fantastic intro.
Did you recognise the voice?
Well, it's recognisable. It is the one, the only, and magtastic Mike Sweeney.
Mike Sweeney.
Yeah.
Fully speaking to us.
Mike Sweeney introducing me and you.
I know, it's crazy.
I mean, I can imagine me. You introducing me, but,
It's terrible. Well, he has to give me the time of day these days now that I'm a full-on partnership with you and everything.
Oh, exactly. Did you miss me? Did you miss me?
Where have you been?
Well, things to do, people to see, house parties to attend, not.
Could you imagine if you actually been attending house parties?
Imagine.
Yeah.
Well, I couldn't do that, could I? I'd be all over socials. I've been an absolute good girl, and I'm hoping, fingers crossed, that we do get bloody Christmas.
Look, never mind Christmas. I'd be happy with the pub staying open a little while longer.
Well, yeah, you would as well.
Who closes a pub at 10 o'clock? It's not even 11 o'clock. It's 10 o'clock. 10 o'clock, what can you do by then?
I know.
And it's not stopping anybody drinking. Let me just tell you, because
She's starting at 7 o'clock in the morning now.
You've got to get in there, haven't you?
You can see
Piers
that.
Morgan,
Can you see her eyes? Can you see her eyes?
So, last Saturday, I fully finished my work.
Can please? Sorry. Can you fully finish your work? Go on.
My work, right? I fully finished my work, right?
You said you wouldn't do that.
I know, but I've got the dread to say, watch your skirt, so I thought I'd just get out of the way quickly. So I fully finished on Saturday, everyone. This is how ridiculous it is. I fully finished on Saturday. I'll say that again. And I went home via a shop. Right? Which sounds like somewhere where you'd go for beauty products.
Yeah.
That type of thing.
To get your alcohol in?
Yeah, right?
Right.
And there was a queue. Like they were queuing for a pop concert outside. All these students, and I'll use the word students, fully out there with bags like that, full of cider. And I've had to finish work hours early.
Were you jealous?
I wasn't jealous.
2020, remember 2020 in Concord?
2020.
Peach Concord.
2020. Mad Dog 2020.
Mad Dog 2020.
Because I'll tell you what, I'll be forgetting 2020 if I have my way. I tell you, it's ridiculous, isn't it?
No, it is, but we're all trying to keep safe, aren't we? Everyone's nearly fell there.
Do you
know why? Right,
because
I got posh clothes on. and they slide when I'm wearing them. We are being dressed tonight by the wonderful John Lewis Trafford Centre, and it's great. They chose these outfits for us because they've got personal stylists there. And I'm wearing Hush tonight, but I do want to shout about it.
And I'm wearing damsel, and I'm definitely not.
You're not wearing damsel.
It said damsel.
No, it said damsel in a dress.
Oh, I'm a damsel in a dress. John Lewis.
A damsel in a dress.
Well, one more time then for good luck. There we go. Get it out of the way. The legs are crossed.
If you love the outfits, do let us know in the comments, or maybe you don't. Maybe Belinda should be wearing this, and I'm wearing that.
I've put a headband with it.
You should with your legs.
My legs are wonderful. I got 2 for 1 from Hayley and Paul, can't I? Now, we're going to be talking tonight. Is that legal? Yes, thank you. Okay, we are going to be talking tonight several wonderful subjects, and of course, well, she's got her own space now, you know.
She has got her own space. She's absolutely running the show. She's got a head mic though. She's not got a head mic.
She's not got a head mic today.
Yeah, we were demoted that because she's getting a bit cocky with it, and
we can't do it for
becoming a bit more of a rogue Madonna.
So over to Victoria's Corner, not Victoria's Secret. How are you?
I'm good, how are you?
I'm all right. I don't know what's happened to your shawl. All of a sudden it's changed. Well, you look like the Mona Lisa. Now, listen.
take it.
What's tonight's subject, please?
Tonight we're talking about the curfew. So what do you think? Should the curfew be curbed or should we keep the 10 p.m. curfew?
Well,
We should not.
We know what you think on that.
Well, what's your thoughts, though?
I'm in bed by 10 o'clock. I'm so rock and roll. So I'm there with me my cup of cocoa and my nice read of a book. No, but in all seriousness, what I think is strange is, and I saw John Bishop do quite a funny skit about this. It's like, does COVID know that it's got to 10 o'clock, and come out more at 10 o'clock?
Would it be more of a problem at 11 o'clock?
No. I have to say, I do feel that the pubs and restaurants and all hospitality has been really, really sensible. They've had rules and regulations in place, so...
Which is why it's only 3%.
Yeah, but I do think with those restrictions in place, then surely it's monitored better than, like you say, when you've seen getting 2020 and then just everyone mass gathering. But we're not Boris Johnson.
We're not.
You've
But
got
I would
better
like
hair
to.
than Boris.
I would like to know where these people are going once they bought the drink, though. Supposedly, there's going to be less people of them. They're in a pub. A pub, not a club, a pub where you can only get 30 people in. Anyway. We'll leave that with Victoria to tackle because I'm going to get off my soapbox now.
She's going to try and get off the
She's on it already. Come back to her. Look at her. She just spends her life on the phone. It's hilarious. I love it.
Can I also throw one in there? Because I want to find out if anybody watched Life last night, which was on BBC One. And Life was from the makers of Dr. Foster. It's set in Manchester and it's an apartment block. And you follow the lives of all the people in the apartment block, different stories. Adrian Lester's in it. You've got the one who did, Abigail's Party. What's she called? What's that? What's it called? Forever and Ever. Forever and Ever, I'll be the one. Oh, come on. Somebody help me out here. Alison Steadman. I'll get her in the end.
You need to have less time off of this. Is the effect it's going to have on you?
No, but Abigail's Party, there's Engelbert. Who's that singer who sings Forever and Ever?
Engelbert Humperdinck?
No, it isn't, is it? Somebody out there, tell me.
Can we Google it, please?
There is a specific thing that Alison Steadman says.
Johnny Mathis?
Party. No, it's not Johnny Mathis.
It's not Johnny Mathis, silly director.
She's on her phone. She should be able to find out for me. Oh, she's
on it now.
She's on it like
she's
a
just
carb
getting
on
off
it.
grinder.
Go on.
There then.
She'll shout it over to us.
She'll let us know. In the meantime,
my impression's not that good as well of Alison Steadman. But if you've seen Live, I haven't seen it yet. So tell me if it's worth the watch. It's set in Manchester, so get to see all Manchester locals.
You're like a Duracell bunny when you have time off. There's no stopping you.
It's because I've had food.
She's got food, she's warm, everything's going on here at your Manchester tonight, isn't it?
Nice frock.
Do you know what you need now? You need a nice drink. Now, do you remember back in the day, talking about 2020, retro drinks? Retro drinks. Well, our Charlie's done a full-on VT all about retro drinks. Hit it, Charlie.
Oh, yeah, what do you mean?
Hello, my loves. It's Charlie Hewson Sykes back with Booze and Bites. This week it's all about twists on classic cocktails. So let's start with one of the most basic, the G&T. We all know it. Gin, tonic, ice, slice, done. What you could do, of course, is add a little something extra. Something like elderflower presse, or even just a splash of elderflower cordial, or even a splash of lime cordial will actually change the tone of your G&T, make it something a little bit different. Then again, you could take out the tonic completely and add something like ginger ale. Now, gin and ginger is one of the oldest food pairings in the world, so the two go together really, really well. Then again, we could take out the gin completely. Let's just have a tequila and tonic instead. Actually, one of my favourites. Good splash of Patron, good tonic, off you go. Then let's look at another classic gin cocktail, the Negroni. We all know that one, don't we? It's usually a dark red colour from the Campari and the red vermouth. And then, of course, it's got the gin. It's literally a shot of all three, stirred down with a little ice. Bob's your uncle. What you could look at, although this is now getting on for about 20 years old, is a white Negroni, which takes two French types of liqueur instead, Suze and Lillet Blanc, and takes out the Campari and the vermouth and puts those in instead, along with a good quality gin again. Or we could go a little bit different instead and actually take out the gin and put in a mezcal, something heavy, rich and smoky. It's still going to have that bitter feel to it, but instead you're going to get that proper smoke from the mezcal, which I absolutely adore. Let's move on as well to, it's a classic on a night out, isn't it? Espresso martini. You know, the one that keeps you dancing till dawn. That's the one I'm talking about. You can so easily adapt it and take out that Kahlua, the coffee liqueur, take that out. Instead, put in something like Frangelico if you fancy something nutty. Think Ferrero Rocher. Yeah, I've got you, haven't I? Or you could, instead of the Frangelico, go for something like a white chocolate liqueur or a dark chocolate liqueur. Give it that really rich, creamy flavour instead. Finally, let's go with a real classic, the old-fashioned. Now, it's usually made with a whiskey, quite often bourbon, ice, bitters and sugar, and usually garnished with a bit of orange peel. It's really easy to change this up, so you can change the spirit, switch it out for something like a rum if you have a sweet tooth, making it soft and round and sweet, or even something a little interesting like a Lafroig. Give yourself a really smoky old-fashioned. But then again, you could mess around with the bitters. Normally you'd use Angostura bitters, the ones that you know in the little green bottle that has lots of paper wrapped around it that seems completely ridiculous. There's a story behind it. What you could do instead is go for something like orange bitters, give it a real zesty feel, or swap it out for something like cherry bitters, give it a slight Bakewell tart kind of edge. Or if you really like chocolate bitters, dark, slightly bitter, really delicious. I hope I've given you some tips and some ideas on how to switch up classic cocktails to make them suit you and your palate. And I will see you next week for some more. Cheers.
Oh, cheers.
Are you? Cheers! Yay! Are you loving our lovely new themes and everything?
I love it, yeah, it's great. It's always good to see Charlie as well. I always feel like I've learnt something.
It's always good to see Charlie. It really is. I love the mugs as well.
I know.
Because you know, at the Goose now you can get coffee.
Can you really?
You can get coffee. Stop it. You can get coffee and a whole host of food. You can get pizzas. You can get the whole lot, everybody.
No coffee in my cup, though.
Mine's got vodka in, to be fair, but you can get that at the Goose as well.
Oh, I love the Goose.
I love the Goose. I love being Goose, but that's another story altogether, isn't it, everybody? Now then, I'm getting away with far too many naughty words today, I really am. But one lady who's made a career out of being absolutely divine and fabulous is our first guest, and in the studio, socially distanced, so far away, is the divine Miss Bette Midler, and the man responsible for all our music here on Your Manchester. It's Mr. George Strickland. Welcome to you both. Hello. Wow. Bette Midler.
And we have an icon in the house. Bette, how are you?
Oh, I'm fabulous. Thank you. So happy to be here in Manchester, of all places. Crappy weather and everything.
Isn't it fabulous?
Just amazing. I mean, gosh, I can't believe it. How did this happen?
Well, this came about, because many years ago I used to work in a few bathhouses.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's where Bette started.
And that's where I recognised
She stole my entire act.
I did.
Ripped it off.
What?
Well, I've heard, though, that Bette is going to be coming to the city and performing. Is that right? Is this an exclusive that we've got here?
Sort of, yeah. Yeah, we're in the planning stages. I'm just going to drop this right now. So hard to keep up.
I love that, Johnny. Oh my God, because you are Johnny.
Yeah.
You are playing Bette
Yeah.
wonderfully. I could have had that all night.
I
Really could have.
I could have gone the whole Steve Coogan thing there with Alan Partridge. And
And it's a show,
Really
though,
delivered
isn't
it,
it? A
but-
show that you guys have dreamed of.
Yeah,
What's it called?
Bette Bathhouse to Broadway.
And where does the idea of this start from?
Well, I've been doing Bette now for about 10 years. Well, officially 10 years. since probably I was about 5 years old, I've been walking around the house and giving it the buck teeth and everything. So yeah, about 10 years, and I'd done a previous show where I did Bette and Cher and Streisand and Judy Garland all in one show. It's rigorous, and it was like
That's like diva after diva.
Yeah. But Bette seemed to get the best reaction of them all. Although Cher, obviously, with the music and everything, but Bette, the personality, I think, shines through, and she's always been my favourite ever since I was little. So,
what is it about Bette that you like then?
It's her humour, it's her voice. She's not the greatest singer in the world, but she can put a song over better than most singers can, and George didn't know really a thing about her when we met, and so terrible homosexual.
But now you've been taught by the best, so I'm assuming you know everything there is to know. And how did you kind of get involved in this job?
So Johnny was looking for an MD for the show.
Tell them where we met.
Yellow Facebook.
Gay Facebook.
Yeah.
Right. But I was in the market for a piano player. It's hard to believe that.
You were going to say
It's so amazing what you can get and grab.
I was like, I need a gay. If I'm going to have a pianist, if I need one, I need a gay one, because just for the sensibility of the show, and we wanted it to kind of be an LGBT friendly kind of show, so that's why I went on there, and George was the outcome.
And you found yourself a great one, George. Some of the music that you do is fantastic. So how do you go about tackling Bette then? Did you choose these 13 songs in the show, isn't there?
There's 13 numbers in the show, but there's about 16 songs with some medleys.
Right, okay. And so then you had to arrange.
So what we did was our first rehearsals were just singing through all the songs and just kind of working out kind of what worked. It was great. Like every session we did was such an experience for me, like just learnings. It was Johnny has such encyclopedic knowledge of that, and then from there you were talking about like the bathhouses and thinking of it as like a chronology, so going through her career to date, and then we just started slotting songs in where they were.
The songs aren't necessarily in chronological order in her career, but they kind of, you go, oh, well, that song fits well. Like we have Ukulele Lady, which she recorded way later in her career, but we were like, well, she was born in Hawaii, so it really segues really nicely into the older stuff.
Is there a story throughout this?
Yeah, there is. It's her kind of telling the story. So the first act mainly deals with the earlier years and her rise to fame, and then the latter half of the show is her in the, not the twilight years, but the kind of like the reflective years. You know what I mean?
The more mature.
The more mature, like blonde perm kind of. Midler. That's
now,
kind of.
I thought I knew a fair bit about Bette Midler, but I have to say, when I read about this show, I was like, oh, how did Manolo come into her life? Now, it does sound essentially like a one-woman show. But George makes a cameo because Barry Manilow was a pianist for a bit. How did that come about?
I actually do not know the story of how they met, but they started working together in the bathhouses of New York.
That makes sense.
So performing in, like, I guess, the communal areas to whoever and whatever was going on in the audience. And then he went on to produce her first 2 albums and her first tour.
That's right. Good musical director for many years.
So do you like being in the spotlight and sharing it with Bette?
I enjoy it. Like, we always joke that I'm really bad at accents and that side of things, but I like, as a musician, often in theatre we're hidden under the stage or we're kind of thrown out the back somewhere. So it's really nice to have a chance to be on stage and share.
Any moment I will go, there's a joke here and you're going to say it, and he's like, I can feel him going like that. Come on, I said, you'll do it. It'll be fine.
Oh, now I want to know, and I'm sure you do. Where can we see this then? And, you know, because we don't know how theatre is panning out right now, what are your plans?
Well, so we debuted this last year at the Manchester Fringe, and we took it to Skegness as well, of all places. We took it up there.
Why would
the Neverland Theatre, which is a nice little theatre up there. We took it up there. And then we said we were going to tour it this year, and we were going to try and do as many of the obviously COVID happened, so that kind of put back burner. So we've been kind of recording little bits of almost like an EP of the show that we can just kind of promote things and stuff like that. And then we're hoping to do the Manchester Fringe this year, which is the end of this month. So we're just trying to find a venue at the minute.
Whichever form that takes.
Yeah, it might be online. We prefer it to be in a theatre because it's a comedy show as well. It's not just me singing for an hour.
And something else we're doing is we have our weekly kind of like 2-minute bite of divine inspiration, which is Bette sharing some pearls of wisdom with the world on Facebook. So you tune in.
We see this?
11 o'clock every Friday morning. We post up a new episode. So
how's the banana cooking going? Because this is beginning to take its whole.
The banana, the banana's kind of like one of those gags that's just kind of you have to spot the banana in every one.
Yes. Well, I should explain. Bette did a video,
right?
A cooking tutorial, if you like.
With bananas?
With a banana. Okay?
Okay.
Now you can imagine exactly that reaction. You can imagine Bette cooking banana. Didn't go very well, but it's beginning to take its own fantastic sort of entity of itself.
Love it. Is this on Twitter, Facebook, or
on our we have a Twitter page, which is Bette Bathhouse to Broadway, and we also have a Facebook page, Bette Bathhouse to Broadway. So they're posted every week. So it's just Bette.
That's it. Now you've got another viewer because I am going to be looking out for the bananas.
Please like, subscribe, and share.
Joe Wicks and you're aching. Go and watch one of them videos.
That would be absolutely brilliant. But you know what? I really do hope that you get to perform this fully because I can see it doing amazingly well. I think you should take it to the Edinburgh Fringe as well.
We'd love to do that. If anybody wants to fund us,
it is a very, very clever show, though. It's not just, what you'd expect from people. It's very, very clever.
No, absolutely. But you know what? Just don't take our word for it because they're going to be playing us out at the end of the show.
Well, exactly. We are. We've got a special treat if it fully goes live in studio.
I know.
And everything. So
we've got Bette live on your Manchester. Wow.
Slightly taller than the original Bette Midler, I might just say. Just for a rock machine, with the structure.
I know. I think I'm more Bette, aren't I? My height.
In heels.
Yeah.
About 6'5" in heels.
Wow. Bette would love to be that high.
Yeah, she would.
She's as high as one of the heels.
Absolutely.
Fantastic.
Absolutely.
Fantastic.
Thank you so much, Bette stroke Johnny, for joining us. And the lovely George.
Well, let's just say a big thank you to George for all the music.
I was about to say, keep making wonderful music.
George, of course, responsible for our themes, and our
brand new theme, which just played out this evening, which was great.
We'll have another go at that at the end of the show, I think, as well.
Double whammy. This is going to be. You need to keep watching to the end for Bette's performance and the titles again.
Right. And then playing with this organ.
Oh God, here we go.
I said nothing. Thank you very much to the pair of you. Thank you. All right, then let's move straight away on to our next guest, the Manchester Camerata. Did I say that right?
You did.
Thank you. I could feel myself going a bit like that. The Manchester Camerata is doing wonders all around Manchester, and we now meet our next guest, the wonderful Caroline Pether. Hello.
Hi, Belinda. Hi, Michelle. Thanks so much for having me on.
Oh, no, it's great. It's great to have you on. We were just introducing you and saying the wonderful work the Manchester Camerata do. I just think, you pop up everywhere. I've seen you at so many events. The last time I saw you guys perform, though, would have been at Hacienda Classical.
Oh, brilliant. Great night.
Just totally blew me away. Tell everybody at home, though, who possibly might not be as aware of the Camerata as we are, what you guys do.
We're a chamber orchestra, so that means that we're an orchestra of about 40 people, and we do concerts. So sometimes that's Hacienda, playing club music, sometimes that's playing classical music like Mozart, and we also do loads of work in the community. So we work with a lot of dementia sufferers, and we also work in a lot of schools and with our communities, using music basically to connect with people.
And your music, really, the songs that you do in the concerts is totally changed how people would perhaps perceive them, isn't it?
Yeah, I think that's always our hope, that we, I suppose, bring in different types of music, different genres.
Oh, we're having
qualities,
technical
how
difficulties
different
there.
types of music can reach different people.
Fantastic. We thought we'd lost you then. You were breaking up a
sorry about
little
that.
bit. No, it's fabulous. We've got you back. Now, obviously, you know, there's 40 of you. Getting together is quite a struggle at the moment because of the restrictions that are in order. How have you overcome that then? Or even, you know, how are you trying to overcome that?
Yeah, it's a really good question. It's obviously a massive challenge because we can't do live gigs, and that's how the orchestra makes most of its money. So we've had a huge loss of money from loss of concerts. But what we've done is we tried to create something that can be seen on a screen. So we've created this series which is called Untold, and it's a multi-art piece. So we're using different camera work, we're using music, we're using poetry, and really we felt that in this time of coronavirus, we feel that people are really craving connection, you know, really genuine, heartfelt connection. And so we had this idea that we would use personal stories and then tell those stories through music and poetry, just to kind of bring people together, to make them feel more connected to each other. Just like when you watch a film in the cinema, you have empathy for the character, for the protagonist in the film. Similarly, in these episodes, we're hoping to not only inspire empathy, but also allow people to bring their own life experiences to those stories too.
Yeah. So how do you go about creating something like this then?
I offered my of coming out and my struggle with coming out as a Christian at the time, and I was in a church that had black and white views. I offered this story of being very alone and ashamed, and that moving through to full acceptance and celebration of self. We used that story as a basis for choosing the music, and Jackie Kay wrote some incredible poetry as well that reflected that story, and that's how we're telling the story. So it's through the music choices that inspire certain emotions, it's through the poetry. That's how it all began, and it's airing tomorrow, so you can see it tomorrow at 8 p.m.
Do you know what? You mentioned Jackie Kay there. I love her. She's the most wonderful Scottish woman, and, you know, she's took kind of Manchester to her heart, and her work is brilliant. But what you touched on before about evoking emotions, people don't realise how much music does have that effect, you know, and it is so powerful. It can take you to a different time, or in situations like what we're having right now, can change your mood by putting on, you know, a good track or something that you really enjoy. I'm hoping she agrees with me.
We seem to be having a few difficulties, doesn't it?
We are having lots of technical difficulties. I think
what we'll do is, if Caroline is still there and can hear us,
Sorry, guys, the connection's a bit...
I know.
Don't worry, Caroline. What we're going to do is we're going to hand over to the weather, and then we'll come back to you, and hopefully it'll improve by then. So let's check out the weather.
Absolutely.
Good evening, Belle. Good evening, Shell. Welcome back, Shell. We have missed you. Okay, and autumn is here. Different coloured leaves on the floor, cosy nights in, roaring fires, and pumpkin lattes. Tasty. Okay, the weather this week, it's been freezing. It's been lovely and sunny, but it's about to change, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, yes. Okay, let's have a look at this week's weather outlook. Thursday is looking like rain with the temperatures of 12. Friday is sunny, cloudy and rain with the temperatures of 12 as well. Saturday is rain with the temperatures of 10. And Sunday is going to be raining as well with the temperatures of 14. And you may have noticed, guys, I'm back in my garden. I'm not on location this week, but give me another couple of weeks and I'll be on another location. All right, thanks for watching this week's weather. Do join me again next week. And because it is raining, guys, don't forget your brollies. That's it from me, and it's now time to hand over back to Shell and Belle live in the studio for this week's episode of Your Manchester.
Did you like that?
I loved it. Do you know what? Me and Paul have got something in common.
We've both got an umbrella.
We've both got the same umbrella.
You've not.
We have. We've both got the same umbrella.
Oh, do you know?
I think he's checking out my Instagram
He's
and
doing a
just
bit of
seeing it.
stalking.
And so, do you know what, Paul? I usually love your weather reports, but you're telling me rain Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I'm not liking it.
He's only being honest. It's from AccuWeather.
Oh no.
AccuWeather.
It's from a different location next week.
It's the other side of his garden. Yeah.
Oh.
What's the social?
It could be here in the studio. It wouldn't rain on him
What's
then.
the social been saying, please?
Are you coming away from that?
Yeah.
She's still on her phone.
That's all I do. So the socials are saying, so Sue remembers 2020 awful stuff,
Yeah.
but she also loves the dresses. Great dresses. Ryan has said hello, how are you both? And he says it's a great show. Great show.
We're paying still every week.
And then Sharon has said, does COVID disappear after 10 p.m?
So see, good. She's thinking the way that
Yeah, she's on your thought
and
path.
John Bishop was saying,
Yeah.
bless him.
It's all John Bishop.
What?
That man, I tell
Oh, do
you.
you know what? He's so funny,
He
John
is
Bishop.
funny.
He really, really does make me laugh for a Scouser.
Yeah. Yeah.
All the Scousers now are on hate me and all that. You know what it is? It's because of a Man United fan, you see, and it's all that Man United Liverpool stuff. I blame my husband for this. He made me a red.
He made you a red?
Yes, he did.
Oh, yeah. I didn't have time for football. Well, actually, I did, because the locker rooms were
I thought
always
you
very
liked balls.
excited. I do like balls. I'm sat on them now. Right then, if you are interested in finding out how to get in contact with us, this is the way to do it. There we are. This is all going very well. Let's try Caroline again. Caroline, are you still there?
Caroline, I hope you are. Let's
Hi
see.
everyone.
Can you hear us?
You're
I can
moving now.
hear
This
you.
is
It's
good.
a
Keep
little
blinking
bit
when over
glitchy.
here. Oh, bless you. We were talking about this is one of them shows tonight, isn't it? I can feel
No,
it.
it's fine. We were talking about how what you said earlier about how music evokes an emotion and it can take you to a different time. And I don't think it's given the recognition sometimes that it should be.
Absolutely, we really feel and see actually in our work that how important music is in connecting with people. The orchestra is famous for its work with dementia patients, and we've seen incredible results from working with those people. That in the moment impact that music makes. That people they might not have spoken for weeks, and then we go in and we play music with them. We play songs that they know, and they're singing along. So we know that music has this incredible impact. We know it has a way of helping people's well-being, helping people to come to terms with what they're existing through, and that's why this series, the Untold series, is very important, and we think that it will have a great impact. It's allowing people to really feel, express their emotions with the music, and as you say, music does have this incredible ability to allow us to embrace our emotions.
Well, before we lose you again, because I know that the connection isn't so great. The Untold series, you said, starts on Friday. Where can we see it? Where can we get to watch this wonderful piece of work?
Oh, it's actually tomorrow. It's Thursday at 8 p.m. And you just need to go to United We Stream to watch the first episode. So yeah, United We Stream, 8 p.m. tomorrow, Thursday, the 1st of October.
Well, it's a good job that I asked that, because I'd have tuned in on Friday, and I don't want to miss that one. So
no, don't miss it. It's fabulous.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for your time, Caroline, and here's to a new router. Thank you. Cheers, Flower.
Good luck with it all. We will be watching the series, and I think that it absolutely sounds fantastic.
It does. I was just going to turn to you, George, because obviously you deal with all genres of music in your working life. You've obviously dealing with... Actually, it's probably not all genres. It's just basically men that wear wigs. But anyway, so how does music, do you find, affects people that you deal with?
So actually, similar to Caroline, I used to do workshops with an organisation called Live Music Now, which took all kinds of music for the genre that I was in was classical music at the time. We went into special educational needs schools and dementia care homes, and it was just amazing. And particularly, the bulk of my work was with children with special needs, and it was just incredible. Like similar to what Caroline was saying. You have these some kids who are non-verbal, and you play them something, or you just go up to them and play your instrument to them, and suddenly this reaction comes out of them, and their teaching assistants say, "We've never seen them do that before." So it really is incredible, kind of the work that they're doing at the Camerata.
That must be so
I think
rewarding.
it's one of the most important lessons at school. You know, you've got your English and your maths, but I think music and creativity in general is one of the most important.
I think arts, actually hasn't got as much of a focus as it should do in schools, because I do think, there's a lot to be said, and especially in, the whole mindfulness that we're all talking about now and people's mental health. I think having subjects like that and more of a focus on it will help in the future.
Like unleashing your creativity is just so therapeutic. Even if you don't think you're very good, it's not about being good, it's about enjoying it and just having some form of expression with it.
As I said to Caroline, I said, the Camerata are incredible when you do get to see them. There's just this whole spirit, and you kind of like your hair stands on the back of your neck.
There's nothing better than live music and live performance. Like, you can listen to every CD or watch a film, but if you're there in the room,
and we miss it.
That's amazing.
Totally
I must just tell you, I don't know what's going on and whether I'm meant to say this. I was walking past the Palace Theatre today. There's trucks outside. I'm not one for starting rumours, but there's trucks outside.
Really?
You know them Paul Matthews trucks?
Yes.
Just saying.
Oh, that's exciting.
What's
With the
gonna
lights turned on inside.
Because
it's like Charlie and the Chocolate Factory,
It is
when it's all shut and it's like, I just want to see the lights go on.
What's going to really annoy me is, and I must speak to our lovely lady from the Palace Theatre.
Yeah.
If Phantom and the whole set of Phantom was in there for all these months,
You would be right in there.
I will be screaming my absolute head off.
Did I tell you I've got the Phantom's ring? I have.
Did I tell you I've had it?
Dave Williams gave it me through the post, his ring.
Mine got robbed when I did a show with somebody at the Green Room. Now then. Yeah. I used it for a lovely show. You were Adina or Patsy or someone, weren't you, in that show?
That was absolutely fabulous, darling. Lovely to
For some reason, I was cast as Cilla Black.
I don't know why.
They say the writing was on the wall.
You're looking Cilla, circa 60s tonight.
I'm looking like a circus by the M60.
I didn't want to say that. I've had a great show
We've
today.
had a great show, and we're going to bob off now because we've got to listen to music.
We do.
We have indeed.
It's Bette's
if you two
moment.
want to go and get yourself ready,
Go and
that's
get yourself
great.
ready.
Thank you. Thank you.
I'm so excited for this.
Yeah, just there. Right, lovely. Okay then. Right then.
Oh, she is tall.
Very tall. He's got a very big organ. Listen, we're gonna do this for you now, everybody. Now make sure I'm looking there. Right, make sure you check us out next week. We've got I've got lipstick. You know when it dries in the corner of your mouth, lipstick.
No, because I put it on right.
We've got I'm just coming from a moustache. We've got a wonderful show for you lined up next week. We've got loads of guests on.
You don't know what's on, do you, really?
We have. You've got your guest on.
I know. I've got my guest on. No, we've got 3 wonderful breast cancer survivors who have cooked up a bit of a Manchester tart, but they're more than a Manchester tart because they're going to be right here.
Indeed, and we've got loads more for you as well. And of course, we're bringing back our Hayley, who we should say, I think, congratulations to.
Why?
Because she's not the only one who's got a ring. Now, listen, so...
I thought you were going to say something else, and I thought, with the connection of a Manchester tart, I thought you just had a bun in the oven.
That'd be impossible. She's a dungaree wearer. No! That's all marvellous. She'll kill me for that. The thing is, she will deck me with a .9 next time I see it. Now, listen, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for your time today. Thank you for watching Your Manchester. And let's play out now with a fabulous song all the way from the very gorgeous Bette Midler and Mr. George Strickland.
Like on Broadway!
a distance, the world looks blue and green, and the snow-capped mountains wave. From a distance, the ocean meets the stream, and the eagle takes to flight. From a distance, there is harmony, and it echoes through the land. For it's the voice of home, it's the voice of peace, it's the voice of This is the Divine Miss Sam, and I'm here to share with you some rare and stimulating insights into my cosmic fabulosity. It's really very civilized, and you believe with all my heart. I'm beautiful, I'm beautiful, I'm beautiful, damn it. I'm beautiful, so beautiful, I'm beautiful, damn it. That's right, I'm beautiful, I'm beautiful, I'm beautiful, damn it. I'm beautiful, I'm beautiful, I'm beautiful, damn it. I'm not too short, I'm not too tall, I'm not too big, I'm not too small. Who don't understand loving myself? Who don't understand loving myself? I'm not too wide, I'm not too black, I'm not too this, I'm not too fat. Who don't understand loving myself? Who don't understand loving myself? I'm beautiful, damn it. I'm beautiful, damn it. You're beautiful, damn it. We're beautiful, damn it.